Do we have other questions in the back?
Yes, my name is Sharif Mansour of Freedom House. I'm asking about specifics as well. What kind of leverage do you think the U.S. government, who is addicted to oil consumption, with the Sunni Bahraini government who controls and have monopoly over oil production in the country? Is there anything that the U.S. can specifically do to help?
In fact, finding mission in different countries. The last was in Philippines, a few months ago. And I see Bahrain as a threat. I see if we don't act fast, we as NGOs, government friends to our government, if we don't act fast, we're going to see another Darfur. I don't want to say Sunni Shia because this is a very sensitive matter, and I don't like to say Sunni because it looks like we're blaming Sunnis. We and Sunnis and Shia are brothers. 1/3 of my families are Sunni, and all my sisters, my nieces, nephews are children. 15 of them are Sunni. So we don't really. It's not a Sunni Shia matter. It's a Shia government matter. It's a Shia ruling elite matter. It's a Shia ruling family matter. I see it's going to be too dangerous. What is happening now, I'm afraid of the future. That's why I asked the Americans. Americans, they have interest today.
I wanted to ask about the relationship between the Shia majority and the large population of migrant workers in Bahrain, and whether there's time and cooperation between movements among activists or people working on behalf of increased rights for migrant workers in Bahrain and those who are working for increased rights for the Shia majority. Mariam mentioned that Shias are often passed over for jobs or given to migrant workers. And I also want to along with that, if you see an effort on the part of the regime to kind of foster and apply tensions between the Shia population and the migrant working community.
Each of you could help in the way they want. We need your help. This country, with your help, will come out of a civil war that is expected to happen sometime in the future. I ask you to do your best to pressure our government to treat its people equally. Nobody wants to overthrow the government. Nobody wants to overthrow the royal family. But the royal family, to be respected, it has to respect its own people. Thank you very much.
Again, I would really call for two major requests, and that to stop sectarian apartheid, to stop elimination of Shia and making them a minority. This eventually will destabilize the situation in Bahrain, not only on Bahrain geographical border, but it will extend to the neighboring Shia when they feel that their existence is endangered. Shia in the eastern province, Shia in Qatar, Kuwait, as well as other states, when they feel that Shia and Shiism is being surrounded and threatened to diminish. I think this is a dangerous call. We appeal to everybody who has any form of pressure or influence to really hail out and just whistle. It's a dangerous situation.
My final comment would be is that I would like to see Bahrain turn into a country where we have religious tolerance for each other. I lived in Denmark for 12 years, and I know what it means to live within a good system. I know what it means to be able to walk on the street and not have to feel inferior to others because of what you believe in. And I would like to see something like the system of Denmark in my own country, Bahrain. Thank you.
We shouldn't have the last word. As I said, that's how much we missed out, how much more for all of us here. I think generally for the Americans in the room, what probably needs to be put back on the table in spite of the disastrous consequences, whether the original intent was laudable or not, going into Iraq, the way that democracy promotion was then blended and wedded to that project. The disastrous consequences of that war on our promotion of democracy abroad, I think democracy and political reform need to be put back on the table as part of America's foreign policy conversation. And it's something that's gone away. So the same that you ask, what can Congress do? Congress has no power to shape foreign policy, but it can certainly shape the conversation about what should be American interests. Probably the same thing. Yes, our policy is flawed, but it's been flawed for a very long time. So there's sea change coming out of Bahrain. Sort of the final comment then would be, yeah, Bahrain's a small place, and frankly, I'm quite happily surprised to see the turnout. But precisely because Bahrain is a small place, it's also home to our Persian Gulf's most important naval fleet. It probably is a great place to take all of this stuff very seriously, rather than its complicated neighbors all around it. So,
Just as a follow-up, I wanted to comment that the State Department makes their annual reports on every country in the world. They don't make recommendations in those reports, but there is a body established by Congress called the Commission on International Relations, and that body actually does make recommendations based on the State Department's report. And it's based on those recommendations that the State Department issues or designates countries as countries of particular concern, or CPCs. Bahrain doesn't meet that standard because that's countries like Sudan, North Korea, and a number of others. But the Commission also has a watch list where it looks at countries that are also concerned. I know that the Commission does follow Bahrain and is interested in what's happening there. So that's where recommendations would come from, and they do provide those recommendations as part of their reporting process to Congress, to the State Department, to the President, so that there is a process there that happens that does influence U.S. foreign policy, and that's very, very important for our purposes. I just want to thank all of our panelists here. The panelists, Toby traveled from, and he was New York, somewhere in here. Is it New Jersey? New Jersey, sorry. And the other three panelists traveled all the way from Bahrain. So I really appreciate all of you coming so far to speak to us and to help us understand and learn more about the situation in Bahrain. It's very important, and it's very important for all of us that we do support them as they leave. No matter what their opinions are, whether we support them or not, that doesn't matter. When people come to the United States to speak before a briefing such as this, they often have difficulties when they get back to their country, and especially when they're speaking on human rights issues in countries. So anyway, so just so you know, if there is anything you need, please let us know so we can support your right to advocate for human rights and religious freedom in the country. And thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. And if you have any questions about the task force or for our speakers, feel free to come to us afterwards.